What's up YouTube? Sean Forney here doing another video, this time on my G80 BMW M3. This one is a 2022 M3. And I'm going to talk about a little bit what I love, what I hate about the car. And the first one is obvious. I mean, I know a lot of people have complained about this, is they took the kidney grills out and they gave them massive lungs up front. Now, they grow on you over time, sure, but I'm still not in love with them. But I liked it enough that I figured I would buy the car to try it out a little while, and it doesn't disappoint. If you can get over the big grills up front, then it's a phenomenal car overall for the true driving experience. Now, myself, I had an E90 sedan M3 with the V8. 2011 competition package. I had and that was a manual transmission as well. I had a 2018 competition package and a manual transmission, and now this. So I've had each of the last three generations of M3. So I have a little bit of background to at least compare the three M3s and what they stand for and all that good stuff. Now, what you'll see with the M3s are, you know, the styling overall is beautiful. If you can get over the big grills up front, the rest of the car is absolutely beautiful. And it's funny because I believe it was Car and Driver did an article in one of their most recent couple of months on the M3, where BMW said, well, 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10 people actually prefer the large grills. Well, that's not too good of a statistic if you're a manufacturer and you're only appealing to 20 or 30% of the people that like the new design of the big grills. And I guess like anything else, over time it will grow on people. So I'm going to do a quick review video for you guys, compare them to the last two generations, and tell you what my thoughts are. Stay tuned. So here is the new G80 BMW M3. Again, this is a 2022. It is in Brooklyn gray with Fiona red interior. And ironically enough, my 2018, which was Grigio Telesto gray, also had red guts. I like the red guts. I've had BMWs with black, red, white. The red, I don't know why, I just do like it. Now, if you look at the car from the side, absolutely beautiful, right? The wheel combination. Now, this car, in the 6-speed manual transmissions, you obviously cannot get the competition package, but this has the upgraded 20-inch rear wheels, 19-inch front wheels, executive package, parking assistant, the BMW laser lights, which are pretty amazing. You can see they say BMW laser right there on the side, but they are bright. Now, there is some mods out there that changes coloring. I'm not going to mess with it. I like it as it is, but there are some mods out there for that. But overall, I really do love the Brooklyn gray, how it incorporates the black side skirts, black splitters up front, rear valance in the rear, black spoiler. And if you don't have a sunroof, you can get a carbon fiber roof, which is nice. Now, with the tinted windows and the black mirrors, it just looks very, very good. Everything is incorporated well. The Brooklyn gray, the white, the Isle of Man green or whatever it is. But overall, you look at the car from the side, it's amazing. You come up here and you're like, maybe not so much, the big grills, but they are growing on me. And thank goodness they're already black, as in the previous models. If you had to upgrade the chrome ones and put in black kidney grills, you wouldn't want to do it with these. These actually look like they're incorporated into the front bumper. So, you know, not an issue there. I will always commend BMW in particular on their wheel design from the factory. BMW offers some amazing wheel options for the factory. Most of the guys don't even want to touch the change out wheels, because they're just a beautiful wheel. They are a pain in the butt to clean. Also, look at the big brakes. You can get carbon ceramics. I typically don't do that. Whenever I buy a GT3, hopefully in the very near future, I will get the carbon ceramics, because why not? Carbon ceramics, front axle lift, carbon buckets are what I really am looking for, along with the chrono package on a 992 GT3. But again, we're talking about the M3. Overall styling, good job BMW, you nailed it, except for the front. And again, Some people it's growing on, but whatever. But the back also looks good with the black incorporated with the Brooklyn gray, along with my Friends of Coal West Virginia license plate that's black. It really does set it off. The top of the tail lights are slightly tinted, but overall, I mean, very, very impressive designing on these new cars. Now, again, BMW over the course of the years, the E30, E36, E46, E90, F80, and now the G80, they've gotten a little bigger, they've gotten a little faster, they've gotten more intuitive, they've gotten, you know, they've continued to improve along with every other car manufacturer, but the BMW M3 in general has always been a good driver's car. So now let's take a look at the interior of the car. Again, you have Fiona red guts. Great, looks good. I love the red incorporated. This does have the carbon fiber package. The rear seats, plenty of room, lots of papers strewn about back here. The dust does come with kids. As a dad of 4, you know, dust constantly, the kids always find their way to kick the back seats of the car. Has a couple USB ports back here, air or climate control for the rear, but overall, you know, really, really nice appointed interior. The trunk is massive. Does have the power liftgate option. I always get the all-weather floor mats for all of my vehicles, but you can fit a bunch of stuff back here. You know, at least 1 or 2 people could fit back there if you want to store people. Has the BMW toolkit back here, front license plate. Thank goodness West Virginia still does not have front license plate requirements. Don't ever change that. Automatically closes. You have the camera in the rear, all that good stuff. Now let's look in the inside of the car from the cockpit. So you're greeted with the Welcome Sean Forney. You set that up with the My BMW app. And one thing I do really like that all manufacturers are doing now is putting the map, integrating the map into the display. Now, one thing that is new for 2023 is BMW is now incorporating a large wraparound display that starts over here and goes all the way over here that's slightly curved. It is really, really nice. I don't know if I like how it sits in there. I'm kind of used to this. You know, I'm a creature of habit. I'm used to the little, you know, hood or whatever you want to call it here versus that big screen, but everybody's going to digital. This obviously is digital, but it's one continuous display in the new ones. You have the soft touch feature just like you do with the BMWs. They've been doing that for what, 25, 30 years or something along those lines. And again, maybe not quite that long, but you know, the M3 has been a staple since 1986, I believe, which is a great year. That's also the year that I happen to be born. But again, really intuitive design. As far as the home screen, one thing that is fancy that I do kind of like after you get used to it is the, let's see. So after you get used to the gesture control, it's actually pretty nice. You can pause it or mute it. Takes a little while. And then you can turn it up by doing this, turn it down by doing that. You can change the station by doing that. Doing that, go back and forth. That is a pretty cool feature. I mean, now I found myself starting a song or whatever by talking with my hands, but it is a pretty cool feature and I do enjoy it. My only complaint with the inside, I mean, it is pretty intuitive, it is pretty slick, it does move pretty well, you know, but I wish there was just some more here. I don't know what exactly I'm talking about whenever I say I wish there was more, but I do wish there was just a little something extra with the display. But everything else in the car, you know, I do like heated seats, air conditioned seats, which is an option on this car. You have your M1, M2, nice carbon fiber on the steering wheel, carbon fiber here, your cup holders underneath. Obviously your buttons down here, center console, all that good stuff. But overall, I am pretty impressed with it. It has a Harman Kardon, if I'm pronouncing that right, sound system. It does sound very good. But all in all, really, really happy with the cockpit. Again, I'm not necessarily sure on the new ones whether or not that screen, the wraparound screen, will grow on me. But hey, it is what it is. That's what they're doing, so we kind of have to take it, right? So, all right, stay tuned. I'm going to do a little driving video. So driving the new 2022 BMW M3, it's an M3, right? There's, you know, the M3s have, you know, their place in the history of the automotive community is kind of chiseled in stone, right? As being a phenomenal driver's car, dating back to the E30. Freaking amazing cars. If you can find one affordably, you should buy it. Just put it in a bubble. Be a good, nice little retirement nest egg. But, you know, BMWs, you know, I probably won't keep this one that much because I feel like I bought it a little too soon. BMWs have a pretty steep trajectory as far as depreciation, right? The first couple years they depreciate pretty hard, like most cars. But then they kind of plateau, and then they do hold their value for a little while. So I'm probably going to unload this one sooner than later, and then wait a couple years before I buy another one. You know, it's, you know, the driving experience overall, you know, the throttle response is crisp. You can tune that based on M1, M2. It's pretty customizable, if you will, how you want it, whether you want it in, whether you want it in sport or comfort or sport plus. I don't know what they call it exactly. M2 will take off your traction control and all that good stuff. You know, overall, I mean, as far as the center display goes, I should have talked about that when I was looking at it in the video, but I wish there was some other widgets you could throw up there. You can throw up your horsepower, your boost, your tire temperature and stuff like that. But I don't know, just want something more. You know, the way modern cars are today with how you can change things, you know, there's a lot that can be done with technology, right? So here's a second gear pull. And just like the outgoing M3, doesn't disappoint. Now, this particular car, since you cannot get a competition package in a manual transmission, which blows my mind, 473 horsepower. I think the competition package is 503. BMW, do all of us gearheads a favor that like the manual transmissions. Hashtag save the manuals, right, everybody? But give us the competition back in a manual transmission. The M3s have long been a rear-wheel drive car, and I'm sure the X-Drive is rear biased, whatever, but give us that rear-wheel drive. I want it. We want it. I'll be loyal for life with manual transmission cars. But you know, these cars, again, you get what you pay for. You know what you're buying when you buy an M3. They consider themselves the ultimate driving machine, right? And that experience is true. I mean, it's an overall phenomenal car in any BMW M car, just like what you expect when you buy a Porsche GT car. You're buying their flagship. The M3 put BMW on the map for this, you know, this size and its capabilities and its power and performance and its handling and all that other good stuff. And BMW M cars have only gotten better, with maybe the exception of the big lungs out front. They took the kidney grills, put the lungs up front. But again, you know, some people love them, most don't, from what I've read. But again, if you want the M car, you don't really have a choice. You know, it is what it is. So I'm going to do a quick, you know, first, second, third gear real quick, just so you can listen. The car does sound good. It sounds pretty amazing. Overall, the exhaust sounds good. Of course, typical BMW squeaky brakes. All right, let's see here. A little bit of wheel hop. Just pulls so good. And it doesn't disappoint. I mean, it puts a smile on your face. Yes, you don't hear the V8 like you do in the American cars that compete with the M3, the Mustang, the Camaro, whatever, but still, like, the driving experience is 100% solid. Now, here is the big question. Given that I've had an E90, an F80, and now a G80, which one would I prefer, right? Well, for me, it would be the outgoing model. My 2018 competition package with a tune. You could tune them very easily with the Boot Mod app and the OBD2 wireless connected to your phone. You'd upload your tune after you bought it, get close to 600 crank horsepower. Now, the tuning on these ones I think will get better over time, but it's not nearly as easy as it is on the outgoing generation of the M cars. But I also prefer the styling of my 2018 M3 over the new G80 styling. I don't know, you know, it's just I think it all comes down to the front for me, the front bumper. But again, you know, you get what you pay for with an M car. It's very enjoyable to drive. The handling is amazing. I've had an opportunity to take it down some twisties, and it does a really, really fantastic job, just like what you would expect of a BMW M car. But again, if I had to pick between the two, because the E90 was in a different class, you know, it was a V8, you know, they were competing with the RS4 and the C63 AMG. But once they went to, you know, BMW went back to their roots, if you will, with the inline 6-cylinder turbo, twin turboed, you know, so I compare the F80 and the G80, but for me, it's the F80. That's what I would buy. I think the price point, you get comparable performance. I think you get, you know, modern creature comforts like wireless Apple CarPlay, lane keeping assistant like this car also has. And you can get the competition package and a manual transmission in the outgoing generation. So if I had to pick, given, you know, this car stickers for just under 80,000 as it's equipped, I would go and buy the outgoing generation, because I think you get more for your money. The depreciation's already done. Find one with low mileage, find one that's a competition package, and I think you'll be happy with your decision. If you want to, sure, go out and drive this. If you like the front end, absolutely. If you're not worried about depreciation, then sure, go ahead and get the G80. You can get some, I guess, some more modern creature comforts, but for me, it's the outgoing generation. So that's my overall take on the new BMW M3. I appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for watching.